Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. Did you guys see yesterday's video? I hope not, because it was very, very embarrassing at the very end of it. So yesterday I was showing off into Resin's mold, and I made this, which came out gorgeous. And if you didn't see that video, I was like cleaning it off and I'm trimming it, and I'm like, oh, this looks like it could be like the top of a jar because of the lip on this. It wasn't until after the video was already out and scheduled for YouTube that I came to make the bowl, the quote unquote bowl, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. This is the jar. So I was like, okay, that's it. I'm going to do the next video with captions only and no voice because I was like totally humiliated. I didn't even realize that this was the bottom of the jar. It had been so long since they had asked me which ones I wanted because they were filling orders and they don't care really much about me. I have to get on the back burner because they're just sending it to me. So I waited probably 2 months and I didn't even remember that this thing was a jar. So all embarrassment aside, we're gonna make the bottom of the jar today. So that totally changes what I was gonna do with this. So I want to get it to match the top of the paw. So I have my acrylic ink back out, and oh my gosh, yeah, funny, right? I didn't find it so funny. So since this is pretty simple, I am going to put another layer in Shauna's hand mold. This is getting very close to the end. I'm going to use this glitter again because I want it to cover up this portion of the glitter with glitter. And I have a nail powder here. Since these shark's tooth are coming out super cool, I wanted to try this nail powder. Maybe it's not going to be this one. This has a purple sheen to it. Never mind. I didn't want a purple sheen to it. I'm going to pick a different nail powder, and I'm going to back it in white, and I want to see what it looks like. Well, maybe I will do this one. I didn't really want purple though. I'll think about it. Anyway, I want a second chance at this flower mold because yesterday when I unmolded it, I had 3 of these leaves that were missing parts. So I want to make sure I see how I can get this right this time. I'm wondering if I spray alcohol, if that might help, because this one is really, really tight. And I don't know any other way to get the resin down in there, and alcohol helps a lot. So I might spray it one time with alcohol, and I can already hear you guys scream and yell at me not to do that. But I do it with my molds every once in a while, and it doesn't ruin it instantaneously, but if I continued to do it, yes, it would. So I'm just gonna do it a one-time thing, give it a little spritz to see if that helps on this one. So let me mix up a whole bunch of resin and let's get started. Today I am using my casting resin because I'm out of the epoxy resin. As you knew, yesterday I used it all up, so I have to wait for more to come in. So I'm going to use my casting resin today, and let's go. Right, so I made 15 ounces. I don't really know how much I need, to be honest with you. I forgot to paint my mold. I have to do that really quickly while my resin sits here, but that shouldn't take long. I'm going to go ahead and try this one, and I'm going to back it with my pearl pigment paste because I'm trying not to get that super purple color like I got yesterday on it. I wanted more of a creamy, a pearlescent white like a tooth would be. Like, we find shark's tooth here. We're the shark tooth capital of the world. Venice is right down the road from me. And the shark's tooth we find are fossils and they're black. So we always joke, like, if you find a white shark's tooth, you better watch out because the shark just lost it and he's probably pretty mad. So I'm trying to do like a white pearly fresh tooth right out of the mouth. So like if you go to the beach, especially Venice Beach, right after a storm or a hurricane, you can find a lot of shark's teeth. They just come up on the beach somehow. I'm not sure. A couple of my neighbors are very good at finding them. They have huge collections of really large ones and everything in between, which is Debbie gave me. Debbie's husband does it, and also one of my other neighbors does it. And Debbie's the one that gave me a lot of those shark's teeth. And the girl that cleans my pool every week, she gave me a bunch of shark's teeth too. So she finds them as well. All right, for the hands, let's do that. I've got an ounce mixed here. I'm gonna pour this same glitter that I did on that back coat just to seal that in, so there's no like, if I held it up to the light, I can see kind of areas, because what I did the other day, because it was up on a ridge, I took UV resin and glitter because I wanted that entire thing to be glitter. And then when I held it up to the light, I could still see a little bit of sunlight through it. So I just want to make sure that the center is covered in this glitter that I did the palms in. So that's why I'm doing the glitter again right now. And then we're good at, it doesn't really matter if it's going to be out to the edges. I actually don't really want it to go to the edges, but it probably will anyway, because I want to be able to do other colors around those edges on the next video. So this one is almost wrapped up. Let me just move this out of the way. Nail powder out of the way. Get this. I'm just going to set this over here to cure. And I'm going to mix up my colors and run them through the vacuum chamber. So for the little heart, or not heart, for this little tiny flower, I'm going to do purple. Purple alcohol ink, because I think alcohol ink makes those facets shine the best. I don't want to try to shove glitter in something that tiny. So I'm going to put everything I mix here into the vacuum chamber together. Hopefully this purple one doesn't boil over. I might actually split it into another container. I'm not going to put this one in. Let's just mix and pour this one. This is I rarely use this one. It's a pearlescent pigment paste, and it's very thick because I bought it quite a while ago thinking I would use it all the time, and I don't. So let me just mix it up. But this is the perfect opportunity. I don't think I need that much. It's a very little amount of resin. I link everything that I use below, everything that I can find. If you're, oh, you know what I did? I used the wrong, this was supposed to be for the purple. You guys, I need to slow down and think about things. I wouldn't have embarrassed myself yesterday if I would have slowed down and thought about that. So I mixed up too much purple and not enough pearlescent, so I need to add a little bit more clear to this one. Just gonna add a little more. I really don't know how much that jar holds. I'm just guessing 10, 11, 12 ounces. I don't know. It's really big. It's really, really, really big. I'm just gonna go ahead and pour this one since I don't need to run this through the vacuum chamber at all. Nice and creamy. And hopefully I mixed enough. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Not a total disaster. That just means you're going to have some extra purple for extras today. And a little bit of this one. I just want to find a little stick because I do want to make sure it's up underneath the ledges here. I'm making a mold of this to sell. I just don't have it ready yet. When I have it ready, I'll let you know. I just keep forgetting. I keep forgetting to make the mold. And I want part of it shiny, so I have to work that out. So I will eventually be selling this one. All right, so this one here I need to mix with my acrylic ink. And I hope that I can get it somewhat close to yesterday. I really wish I would have done it together had I known what I was doing. It would have worked out a lot better. Because I could have used the whole batch. It's so hard to tell what it's gonna look like. Because to me, on the stick, it looks really, really light still. All right, well, I'm gonna play around with this. You don't have to watch me trying to figure this out. Then I'll run it through the vacuum chamber, and then we'll come back and pour. Well, this is a pretty simple pour. I'm just going to do this one first because that one's a lot less deep and it shouldn't. Let's see how close I am. Oh, looks pretty good. It is what it is. Gosh, I hope I have enough resin. I don't. It always makes me nervous. Oh, look at this. I didn't even check to see how much it took. It is exactly perfect. Like it couldn't have gotten any better. How in the world did I do that? Oh my gosh. Well, guys, I don't think you're gonna have much extras today. I know some of you are a little upset about that. Namely, Renee for sure, because I know she looks forward to my extras. Oh, I keep putting in. I domed it a little too high. Let's hope this doesn't break the surface tension. I'm just gonna spray it with some alcohol, pop those bubbles, kind of wiggle it, get any extra bubbles that might be down there out of here. If I was you, I would not torch a mold like this. These are very expensive molds, and I would not be doing that. I will put the rest of this in a, actually, what I did with that leftover pearl, I painted the nail color into one of the pendants, and then I put the pearl in there. So this one, remember I said I'm going to spray it just a little bit. Probably going to have leftover purple, but this one is tricky. It is very tricky, and I want to be able to figure this out. Just clean the end of that off. So I'm going to take a dotting tool because I don't really know which ones are having a hard time. I have to pour some more in. I think it's got to be full before I can figure out where it all goes. I guess I'm just going to outline the entire mold. So don't use anything sharp. You don't want to ruin your mold. But if I don't do this, like yesterday, I'm going to be missing a few petals. I don't have that one next to me to see where I went wrong. So we're just gonna try trial and error, right? I just need to add a little bit more resin to that. Okay, all right, so I do have a little bit of extra. Not too bad though. Why aren't my bubbles popping? There we go. So I think, that's weird. Looks like they're not full, but they are. All right, I'm gonna paint a few powders onto my mold. I can't move that, so I'm gonna move this. And this one has enough for a little pendant. So let's try, I have all these nail powders that I got in. And I want to try this one with the brown. I will link these in the description. If you want nail powders. I don't have a whole lot of brown resin left, so I think I better stick to this little small one. Actually, I don't even think you will know that it's brown resin behind it, to be honest with you. I probably could have used the purple if I needed to fill up a bigger one, but that's okay. We'll stick with the little one. I'm wondering, which is why I'm using these, is will it act like an intense mica powder without the cost? Oh, I just stuck my hand in there. Wow, I'm having a really hard day, you guys. Maybe I should start over. I just stuck my finger right in that pendant. So now it's not full anymore, but I can always fill it with UV resin. So let's fill this one up. I think it's time for a vacation. All right, that one's good. Now, let me see. I have purple. Let me see this nail powder. It's kind of like a purpley. I better put this one away first. This says number 3 on the lid, whatever that means. This says number 4. Well, it's kind of pretty. It's kind of like a mauve color. Grab my switching sponge. If you're changing powders but not brushes, that's what you'll want to use. So let's just do this big one here for a keychain. There's a piece of glitter on there. Ooh, that's going to be really pretty. And that stuff goes pretty far. Kind of like intense mica powders. I'm wondering if it's the same kind of stuff. All right. Let's see how much we have left. That's it. I will put the rest of this in the jalapeno mold that I've been filling up, which is right here. Get a little layer of purple in there. This is going to be my extras mold since my hand mold is out of commission. I'm also filling up that stacking jar with extras when I don't have enough for a piece. All right, I'm gonna spritz everything with some alcohol. Kind of watch this one for a little while Make sure all the bubbles are popped, and see you on demold. All right, everything's cured. I did take these two out so I could finish them, and I didn't want to finish them because you could see like the brush marks on here. See those? And I didn't want that like that, so I didn't finish them up, so I'll have to be more careful brushing it on next time, so I'm not going to do anything with those. I did undo the shark's tooth. I shined up just this bottom portion like I did yesterday, and I put some pastel color things on. So look at the difference. This was yesterday's with the white color mixed and filled with black, and it turned out purple. And then this is filled with white. So what a huge difference. So that is that one. And let's see, let's do the small one first and see what we got. Hopefully all my little petals come out. Oh, I see a bubble already. This one is difficult, and I even put the alcohol in there. I got one bubble there. Let me move this so you can see what I'm looking at. Look at that. I mean, I could probably fix it. I just don't know. So be very careful if you have this mold. Otherwise, it looks really good. It's nice and sparkly. The center comes out good every time. Just that one bubble. So I might see, I don't know if I could do anything with this one. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to keep trying until I get that. Let's get this out and finish this embarrassing video today. So it's pretty flexible. It's really simple to come out, actually. This is a nice soft silicone that they used. Just need to get the suction off the center part. Here we go. Look at that. Now I do have some bubbles I can see on the bottom, which I can't tell from this side, but you can see them from this side a little bit. There's a little design in there. If you could see, it's a little bit different right there, so that looks kind of cool. Let's see how the top fits. Oh, imagine that. It's a box. There it is. I mean, yeah, the color actually, compared to that, I did pretty well matching the color. I'm just going to trim up the bottom here. So this, yeah, I'm going to definitely try this in other colors than the brown. So you know you can use pigment paste in there if you want it opaque and not see-through. I wonder how like a mica powder would look, or even just clear. I know I don't do clear. It's very difficult for me to pour clear. All right, well, that's it for today, you guys. I hope you liked everything. I hope you got a laugh like I did. There's the mold again. I will put the discount code and everything that you need if you are into resin fans and want some of their molds. So check out that discount code. It saves you 20%. And I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a blessed day. Bye-bye.